Hey YouTube, Kira Twig here, bringing you guys an update to my Laval deck profile. This deck will be for the September 2013 ban list, so I've modified it for that list. We had a lot of changes on the list, so in return I had to make a lot of changes to my Laval deck, so I thought I'd give it to you guys. It's still a pretty fun deck. Not too much was hit that really affected the deck, so we'll go ahead and get started, go through the main deck and the extra deck. I still run 3 Laval Magma Canooneers since my Laval deck is pretty much bent on getting Shooting Quasar Dragon out, and he's one of the key monsters to summoning Quasar. He's got 200 defense, which is what you use with the Rekindling, and the Molten Conduction field helps you send it to the grave, so you got to run 3. But the most important monster is Laval Volcano Handmaiden. You have to run 3 of her. Because pretty much when you use Molten Conduction field, you send 1 Laval Magma Canooneer, Handmaiden, and then with her effect she sends 1 more Handmaiden, another, and then the final Canooneer. So that sets you up for the Rekindling, which will help you get Quasar out on the field. And I'm also running 2 Laval Lakeside Lady. Mostly run her to pop my opponent's back row. It really helps when I'm setting up for plays, because I can have my synchros all ready to go into Quasar, but my opponent could still have that 1 Solemn Warning left on the field that could stop the whole summon. So I use Lady to pop back row just to make sure I'm clear for the summon. So I like to run 2 of her. And I also run 1 Laval Miller. Pretty much this card is just like Conduction Field. When it is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, I can send 2 Laval monsters from my deck to the graveyard. So if I get this in the beginning, it just helps to speed up the process just a little bit in case I don't have a Conduction Field in my hand. But I only like to run 1 because after I use his effect already, there's really no point for another one since they'll already be in the grave. And the last key monster you need for the Quasar is Boost Warrior. Pretty much with Boost Warrior, if I control a face-up tuner monster, I could special summon this card. So I pretty much use Boost Warrior with the last Handmaiden that'll be revived, so I can make the formula synchron needed to summon Quasar. And I like to run 2. And I'm also running 2 Blaster, Dragon Ruler of Inferno. Didn't get hit on the ban list, which is really great. And pretty much with Blaster, just use him for pop ability. I mean, all the Laval monsters are fire, so it makes for great popping ability for my opponent's cards. Plus I can get a 2800 attack point monster on the field, which leads to great stall. And I used to run Swift Scarecrow, but now I'm running Battle Fader. I'm running 3 Battle Fader pretty much because I just like it better. It gives me a monster on the field that I don't have to worry about, ends the battle phase, so it keeps my opponent at bay. Plus, it can get out away the warning like I was talking about. With Swift Scarecrow, I send the Scarecrow and they're like, okay, I end my turn. But if I have Fader, I can lure them out using the warning so they can get that warning over with thinking they got over the Fader, but in return they just gave me more of an opening for the summoning that I might be doing next turn. And that's it for all the monsters. We'll move on to spells. One of the most important spells in the deck, Molten Conduction Field. Gotta run 3 of them. Pretty much with this card, send 2 Laval monsters from your deck to the graveyard. Simple as that. You send the Canooneer and then a Lady, and you get your play straight off from that for the Quasar. So you gotta run 3. And you're also going to run 3 Rekindling. Pretty much this card special summons all the Lavals that you send to the graves so you can get your synchro plays off. So it's really good. Gotta run 3. I'm still only using 2 Pot of Duality. I know he came off the list to 3 now, but with all the special summoning you're doing in the deck, 3 really, it helps with your search power, but in return you can't special. So I'm still only keeping it at 2. But I am running 3 Upstart Goblins just for that extra draw power. Okay, I give my opponents a few life points, but in return I'm getting the draws I need to thin out the deck. And only running 1 Gold Sarc now, just for that little extra search in case I need a Rekindling. And 1 Reinforcements of the Army to search out the Boost Warrior. Plus 1 Day of Peace, 3 MST, like I said, just to help pop that back row, and 1 Dark Hole. And we'll move on to traps. For stall, just 3 Threatening Roar and 2 Waboku. And when my opponent swarms the field with those monsters, just 1 Torrential Tribute really helps. And that's it for the main deck. We'll move on to the extra. I run 2 Laval Dragoon. This card is pretty much the Bryonic of the deck. You can shuffle 2 lava monsters from your graveyard into your main deck to target one card your opponent controls, return it to the hand. I can get out one of these along with the Hyper Librarian to set up for Quasar, use Dragon to clear my opponent's field so I can really hit them hard with Quasar's effect of attacking twice. I'm also running 1 Laval Dual Slasher. I like this card pretty much because he's got 200 defense. You can special summon him with Rekindling after you synchro and send him to the grave so you can make more plays. He's just really good. Plus I'm also running 1 Formula Synchron, the main monster of the deck, shooting Quasar. And when Quasar leaves the field, 1 Shooting Star Dragon. I'm also running 1 Underworld Fighter Balmung. I pretty much like running this over Armory Arm in this deck because it has 2100 attack points, so I can at least keep it on the field if I'm in a corner, unlike Armory Arm, which can get over pretty easily. Plus I'm also running 1 Star Eater. It's pretty fun to get this guy out. Like, let's say I don't have a Boost Warrior in my hand to go into Quasar, I can go into Star Eater, which in my opinion is probably the next best thing. Plus I also run 1 Catastor, 1 Black Rose, 1 Gaianite, 1 Iron Chain, 1 Slacker Magician, just in case I somehow end up with just the what's her name? The Handmaidens on the field, and 1 Lava Val Chain. That card just helps me set up for plays. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the deck. Hope you guys enjoy. Definitely give Lavals a try. It's a really fun deck. They weren't hit too bad on this list, so we should see some more play from them. And that's it for the deck profile. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and Kira Twig out.